Ready for next comic? Yeah! Come on, let's get that energy going. Keep it going for Rumpy Mucho, everyone!
Rumpy! The name's Muthukrishnan. Ramakrishnan, Muthukrishnan. Instead of the usual James Bond effect and reaction of a woman swooning and asking me to light her cigarette, what invariably ends up happening after I introduce myself is they start talking about their medical issues, their health issues. They ask me if my medical practice will accept their insurance card. I may be from India, but I'm not a doctor. I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm not even in IT. Happy to kill that stereotype. So I work in finance, and I've been trying my hand at stand-up comedy recently. My wife, sitting somewhere, I can't see anything, it's all too bright here, but my wife sitting somewhere here, she watches me work hard at my routine and my material and says, "Ramki, never ever give up your day job." But you know, stand-up seems to be a big thing for brown people these days. You have Mindy Kaling, Aziz Ansari, Hassan Minhaj, Deepak Chopra. He's funny too. It's pretty impressive considering the fact that the only other time when Indians, really made a splash on stage was when they would just peer into the horizon and say, "Can you use that in a sentence? Can I have the language of origin? Are there alternative meanings?" Man, it's good to be back in New York City. I really love New York, but I cannot understand why New Yorkers get so annoyed when lost tourists just stray into their paths. Where I come from, cows do that all the time. So I have no beef with these tourists. I just milk my experience and steer my way around them. But it really kills me to watch tourists getting lost in New York City. Last night I saw this guy near Union Square, and he was looking so lost and so confused. He had this map with him, and he was sweating bullets, and his temple was throbbing and looked like he was going to have a stroke or something. So I asked him if he was all right. And he looked at me and said, "What is wrong with New York City? I am watching map, Streeton Avenue, have same name. It's a big problem for me. It's very difficult. I am lost." And I'm looking at this guy thinking to myself, dude, you can probably hack your way into anything, and you're lost in New York City? For crying out loud, the streets and avenues are laid out like a board game for a 6-year-old. Just less difficult. It's impossible to get lost in New York City unless you're in the village, in which case you're screwed. Just like those characters in that M. Night Shyamalan movie. But to me, the worst offenders are the ones that get so lost, that they have to go all the way to India to find themselves.
I love that movie.
Me too. The other thing people seem to love India for are the colors, but let me get you guys in on something. Indians love the US too, for its colors. For a very different color. The holy grail of most Indians who are here is the green card. Unfortunately, some of us end up with pink slips. But Indians here want to be blue-eyed boys, get invited to black tie events where the red carpet is rolled out, but somehow many of us just end up driving yellow cabs.
Or being a doctor.
Or being a doctor, that's better. So, many stand-ups talk about their existential angst of living in New York and being single. And I'm going to talk to you about being married with 2 kids and living in the suburbs of New Jersey. I don't even know where to begin. So I'll start with NJ Transit.
The worst.
So these guys really, they have a tough time staying on track. And the only time my NJ Transit app sends out alerts is when the train runs on time. I know this guy. He had a pretty tough childhood. He had abusive parents, and he had a little puppy that died. He was diagnosed with this disease and he lost all the hair in his body. But the guy was, super optimistic, cheerful, and he emerged, survivor until he took the NJ Transit this summer. And now he's actually decided to move to Sweden, where assisted suicide is legal. You can actually see chaos theory in action with NJ Transit. A little butterfly flaps its wings in New Mexico, and the train gets delayed in Passaic. But the most memorable ride I had was when this lady and her little toddler got on the train in Gladstone. And by the time the train pulled into Penn Station, we were celebrating the little boy's bar mitzvah. If you guys haven't figured it by now, we Indians are somewhat unusual. We will never accept a friend request from a stranger on Facebook. No sir, we won't. But we're completely comfortable getting married to one. The good thing about arranged marriages is that when something goes wrong, you can always blame your parents. But people here have this ridiculous notion that in India, you meet your husband or wife when you're 7 years old. I mean, come on, we're not savages, really. It happens when we are 15 years old. But these days, the more progressive parents get the couple to meet for lunch or dinner before it's decision time. It's all very efficient, really, because you start with stranger to boyfriend or girlfriend to fiancé, all in a matter of 3 courses. Interestingly enough, the shortest TV show that aired in India was How I Met Your Mother. But I do find it remarkable that in this country, a couple date forever, live together, cut each other's toenails, bake kale chips together, know each other's family secrets intimately, build their IKEA furniture together. But still, when the girl informs to her friends and family that she's being proposed to, they react like it was the most unexpected and astonishing development ever. You know the bit where they go in unison? Oh my God! I try to fit in. I've been in this country about 20 years. I remember the time when I came once, fresh off a boat, my clothes were still damp and everything. And I was talking to my neighbor, and I told her that my resolution was to lose my thicky Indian accent. She said, "What? Why do you want to lose your dick in an accident?" Thank you, folks. It's really wonderful.